spend marami po more time nag-aantay pa yung ating mga kasamahan. Just a quick manifestation, marami ng check and balance redundancy yung ating gobyerno. Gaya na nasasabi ni Engineer Alcantara kanina na siya dapat yung huling bumipirma. Yung nga lang, hindi niya naman pala in-inspection na pinipirmahan niya lang with the basis na pinagkatiwalaan niya raw yung mga tao niya. Tama po ba, Engineer Alcantara?
Yes, Your Honor.
And yung reason po ninyo, wala po kayong oras na ma-inspect ng isa-isa dahil sa dami? Ganun po ba yan?
Minsan lang po meron po inspection po. Hindi naman po lahat.
Pero hindi po ba bago nga makakolekta yung mga contractors, specifically requirement ang pirma po ninyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sa inyo na po ang pinakahuli o pinakataas?
Pinakahuli na po, Your Honor.
Opo. Siguro to everyone, sa lahat po ng mga engineers ng Department of Public Works, there's a reason why kinakailangan po yung pirma ninyo. Hindi po rubber stamp yan eh. Ganun po sa lahat ng ahensya. Hindi porke nakapirma na ang subordinates natin na kailangan pumirma na lang din tayo agad. There's a reason why hinihingi yung pirma ng bawat ahensya, COA, o mas matataas na posisyon sa DPWH. At ang reason po noon ay yung check and balance. Redundant na nga eh. Paulit-ulit na. Pero kung magpapabaya tayo, makakalusot at makakalusot ang mga illegal na gawain. So I appeal to every agency, to every employee, to every department, let's do our job. Huwag tayong maging tamad. Huwag nating isipin na okay na yan at rubber stamp ang pagpirma natin. Meron tayong sinumpaang tungkulin sa bawat posisyon na hawak natin at nakatingin ng taong bayan. At nakakahiya na ang Pangulo pa, Bongbong Marcos, ang unang nakakita ng mga anomalies. So come on, tulungan po ninyo yung pamahalaan natin. Tama na, tigilan na natin. At saka, bantayan po natin ang pera ng taong bayan.
Thank you, Congressman Dionisio. Before going to Congresswoman De Lima for her interpellation, magka-clarify lang po ako sa Commission on Audit. Balikan mo natin yung PL, which is basically the ghost project that the President inspected. Ang sabi niyo po kanina, nakapag-post-audit na po?
Hindi po siya post-audit, Mr. Chair. Nag-issue na po ng notice of disallowance yung audit team kasi nga po meron na pong lumabas na pera. Nag-base po yung audit teams natin doon po sa kopya nung RADAI.
To be clear, ito po audit team, ito po yung resident audit team.
Opo, Mr.
ng
Chair.
Bulacan First DEO. Tama
Opo,
po ba?
Mr. Chair.
So sila po yung, sa kanila ho pinapasa lahat ng mga papel.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
So para lang humalinaw kasi syempre, nitong nagdaan, ang impression kasi baka maisama yung COA doon po sa mga pwedeng kaso, no?
Opo.
Ito po nga ghost project sa Baliwag, Bulacan. So are you clarifying for the record na this same audit team is the resident audit team and they had immediately found a basis for a notice of disallowance on this specific project. Tama po ba?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
So, hindi ho natin pwedeng sabihin na naging remiss yung po nga COA resident team
Opo,
ng
Mr.
First Bulacan DO.
Opo,
na-
Mr. Chair.
Hindi basically pinalampas itong bagay po na ito. Tama
Opo,
po.
Mr. Chair. Opo.
Okay, sige po. It's good that that has been clarified. Kaya Engineer Alcantara lang po, ang tanong ko lang po dun sa paglalabas po ng mga cheque, ang sabi niyo po, dun sa pangalawang resibo, hindi na ho kayo kasali rito. Tama po ba?
Yun po yung pagkakatanda ko, Your Honor. Hindi ko na po masigurado.
Ano po yung buwan ng pag-alis po ninyo sa district office?
June 16 po.
Can we flash the receipts again? Para lang po malinaw sa ating lahat. Okay. The final receipt is June 30, 2025. So, umalis po kayo ng June 16.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero bago ho nagkaroon ng bayaran at bago po nagkaroon ng receipts, hindi ho ba merong mga pirma ng napakaraming tao bago po mag-issue ng cheque?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasama pa ho ba kayo dun sa pumirma po nitong dokumentong ito?
Hindi ko na po ma-recall, Your Honor, kasi wala na po ako nung time na yun doon. Pero I'll try to check po, Your Honor.
Okay, sige. We will check the documents po with the district. But on the March 19th, 2025 receipt, which is 43,490,202 pesos and 98 centavos, pasok na pasok pa ho kayo dito. Tama po ba?
With the date included, yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So kasama rin ho kayo dun sa pirmirma, kasama ng napakaraming tao para dun sa pagre-release po ng cheque. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Sige po, we can proceed now po to Congresswoman De Lima for her interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, members of the Infracom, my colleagues, and the resource persons present today. I have several sets of questions, but I would want to ask those, I will have to choose first which sets of questions I can ask at the moment. But before that, may I know, because Former Secretary Bonoan is no longer with us. He left already earlier. The new secretary is still not with us. So may I know how many DPWH executives are here? Meaning, how many undersecretaries are here? Are there undersecretaries? Are there assistant secretaries? May I know, please, so that I would know what questions to ask at this point?
Undersecretary Cabral, please respond.
From where I sit, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, there are two undersecretaries. I see one as a
Two USECs.
two USEC, Undersecretary Canlas and I. Two Assistant Secretary. And then all the regional directors are here, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Let's see. I heard former Secretary Bonoan mentioned earlier that there is an ongoing investigation. I would assume this is within the department, DPWH, meaning an internal investigation, is it?
Meron, from what I know, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, may create po yatang committee si former Secretary Bonoan.
You wouldn't know what is that committee and who, sino po ba mga nasa committee? Who exactly are investigating?
With the permission of the chair,
Investigation, please. Yes, yes.
with the
please.
permission of the chair, Your Honor, Secretary Bonoan created a committee investigating the alleged ghost projects headed by Yusek Ayapana, and the co-chair is Assistant Secretary Malik, Mr. Chair.
And what exactly is the scope of that investigation?
The scope of the investigation is particularly to investigate the projects, the ghost or Guni-Guni projects, and the different projects which are part of the 9,500 plus projects, Mr. Chair.
Since what's the period
From
covered?
July 2022 to June 2025, Mr. Chair.
2022 to 2025, so not from 2016.
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay, would that investigation be able to come up with a list, a database, a master list of all flood control projects?
Yes, we have the list,
within
Mr.
the
Chair.
covered period? Do you have the list already? Does DPWH has the list already?
We have the 9,500, 9,800 plus projects in the list, Mr. Chair.
So you have a list. DPWH has a list.
Yes.
May I move, Your Honor, that we request for a copy of that list at the next hearing if they do not have it now? Do you have it now?
Mr. Chair, for information, the new secretary has just abolished that committee for information just today, Mr. Chair.
Just today, it was abolished. For what reason?
I think there will be an independent committee that will be created.
So that could be the reason, because of the announced creation
Yes, Mr. Chair.
by Malacanang. of
Probably,
the
Mr. Chair. Yeah, we're just
independent
looking at the information.
body. Kasi po, ang dapat po talaga dito ay malaman muna natin lahat ng mga projects. Ilan ba talaga sila? Ano yung lahat, all the details, unravel all of them. The status, the stage, the program of work, verify each project. So I would suppose that JANSA independent, I'm sorry, commission or body to be created under that EO, that should be the very first thing that must be done. Di po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair, and the new secretary has already abolished. So because of that independent body, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we're not the one investigating.
Independent.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All right. Lagi po natin naririnig, and I had the privilege of having been briefed by the former secretary of the DPWH, Secretary Babes Simpson. And he kept on saying na meron dapat master plan for flood control projects. But it would seem nobody seems to know now where that master plan is.
Your Honor, meron pong master plan at ina-update ang mga master plan ng 18 major river basins, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
For the 18,
18 major river basins.
that's the master plan.
There is a master plan for every major river basin. 18 po yun. Yung iba po, medyo matagal na kaya ina-update po ngayon ng
So you are
flood control.
referring to the River Basin Master Plan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, would you know how many flood control projects were approved in recent years were actually anchored on that River Basin Master Plan? And ilan naman po yung mga tinatawag na mga stand-alone insertions, not part of that master plan?
Your Honor, I wouldn't know the number kung naka-base yun sa master plan. But ang alam ko po, kapag may nag-request po sa central office ng mga regional directors, ay pinapa-evaluate pabalik sa kanila to verify that they are within the master plan. Meron pong DO23 na pagkakaalam ko na may checklist pa ho na dapat complain yung implementing office pagka ho may request sila ng flood control. Ay, yan po ay kino-comply ng mga regional at implementing offices, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Would the good USEC know what mechanism does DPWH use to verify that a project directly addresses a specific flood-prone area and not just a political insertion?
Nagsasabit po yung implementing office ng project impact analysis kada request. Kasama po yun sa nire-require ng central office na pinipilapan po ng mga head of offices ng implementing office.
When it comes to flood control projects, and I think this is also what will be the case in all infrastructure projects, government infrastructure projects, di ho ba, in the course of the investigation, all of these projects are presumed to have documents. Hindi pwedeng merong proyekto na walang mga dokumento.
Tama po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. In fact, kahit po pagpapabid nila, dapat po kompleto dokumento, program of work, PIA, detailed engineering design. Ang assumption po natin ay nakapag-conduct sila ng mga dapat na survey para ma-design nila ng tama po yung proyekto, ang implementing office.
So nandyan makikita sino-sino ang mga pumirma, sino-sino mga nag-approve, lahat na stages of that project, even if that project ultimately turned out to be a ghost project.
Tama po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Kasi ho, pagpapabid po yan, kompleto po dapat, meron pong plano, gunawa po dapat yung ABC ng tama, program of work, para maipabid po yan. Requirement po yun ng procurement law.
So it would be very easy for any investigation, whether it is internal, whether it is Congress, and whether it is an independent commission or body,
Tama po, Your
to
Honor,
be
Mr.
able
Chair.
to pinpoint who exactly have presumptive liability in all of this.
Tama po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Kahit anong pong proyekto na funded ng kahit anong pondo ay dapat pong pinapatupad ng tama, may disenyong tama, tamang program of work, tamang costing, at ito po ay dapat ipatupad ng ayos sa timeline at sa budget po, Your Honor, kahit po saan pa manggaling yung proyekto.
At sa lahat ng mga nakikita natin ngayon, yung mga lumalabas, kasama na yung mga in-inspeksyon ng Pangulo, ang center of it all, the basic personality involved, is a district engineer. May I know what is the current policy of DPWH with respect to the amount, the authorized amount for district engineers at present, that they can on their own approve without approval from higher up authorities from DPWH, whether it's a provincial engineer, the regional director, and all the way to the national office, the office of the secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The district engineer has the authority to approve plans, program of works, POW, and to procure and implement projects costing up to 150 million pesos, Mr. Chair. For regional directors, that's up to 400 million pesos, Mr. Chair.
Was there any time when that amount was lower, less than 150? Wasn't there a period where the authorized amount is only 50M?
Yeah, there was a period when the district engineers were only allowed to approve up to 50 million pesos, Mr. Chair.
And when was that? At kailan po inumpisahan na naging mas mataas?
If I remember correct, if my memory serves right, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I think during the time of Secretary Babe Singson, it was only up to 50 million. Then it was raised to 100 million, and then by Secretary Villar, and then to 150 million.
Any justification for the increase? Kasi kung iaano po natin yan, so sinabi nyo na nga, up to that particular amount, dati 50M, naging 100, and then 150M. And then you were telling us earlier about kung ano yung mga sakop ng authority of the DE, correct? So kung ganun po, ibig sabihin, the primary responsibility would fall really on the district engineers with respect to that covered amount of his authority.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Any mechanism by which it can really be subjected to review dun sa hierarchy within the department?
Yes, Mr. Chair. For example, the projects being implemented by the district engineering office may be monitored by the regional offices which has jurisdiction over the district engineering office, Mr. Chair.
Now, let's talk about subcontracting. Isn't there a policy of no subcontracting at the moment?
Subcontracting is allowed if there is a permit issued to the subcontractor, Mr. Chair.
And who issued the permit? What office?
It's the head of the procuring entity, Mr. Chair.
So that is the policy of the DPWH now.
Yes,
I thought all the while that subcontracting is a strict policy.
Yes,
no,
subcontract.
no subcontracting. It's a strict policy.
It's allowed by then Republic Act 9184, Mr. Chair, and also adopted by Republic Act 12009, Mr. Chair.
So subcontracting
Is allowed
allowed.
as long as approved and permitted by the Hope, Mr. Chair. But it should not go beyond 50% of the total contract cost, Mr. Chair.
For the total contract. Would the DPWH now recommend that that should be reviewed, the policy? Shouldn't there be an absolute no subcontracting policy?
Yes, Mr. Chair, because this is just a new law, a new procurement law, and it's still adopted that, Mr. Chair. So I think the appropriate body will be the GPPB, who should actually be recommending this, Mr. Chair.
To be able to recommend.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
But would the DPWH have any position on the matter? Kasi, okay, hindi ho bang maraming problema kapag may subcontracting?
As of now, I would not know the position of the department, Mr. Chair. I would defer to the wisdom of our new secretary, Mr. Chair.
You are USEC? You are an undersecretary?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You. How long has you been with the DPWH?
40 years, Mr. Chair.
Ano po bang pinaka-position natin?
I'm the undersecretary for operations in Mindanao and Visayas.
Okay. Maganda po ba yung subcontracting?
Well, subcontracting, if it's allowed, I think, and if it's really real subcontracting, wala naman nung magiging problema. As long as the subcontractor is qualified and to do special scope of work, Mr. Chair, and that he's permitted to do so by the Hope.
But in reality, when you talk about subcontracting, there would be layers of obligations, layers of the money flow.
Yeah, while we allow subcontracting, the principal contractor is still responsible on the conduct of the subcontractor, Mr. Chair.
How long have you been with the DPWH, sir?
40 years, Mr. Chair.
40 years already. So you were there already during the time of Secretary Davis.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And I suppose you're aware of his 5 R's.
I am, Mr. Chair.
What is 5 R's?
Right projects, right cost, right quality, right time, and right people, Mr. Chair.
Are these being followed? Yun ba? Yung pa rin ho ba ang policy ninyo?
Yes,
If
there's
you look at it, 5 R's, right projects, right cost, right quality, right on time, right people. This is the ideal formula for a, and we can say it's corruption, not exactly corruption absolutely free, but radical reduction in corruption.
I agree, Mr. Chair.
Only we follow this 5 R's.
I will agree. I agree, Mr. Chair.
Ito rin po ba ang mga sinusunod nito?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Are you sure about that?
As far as I am concerned, I'm sure, Mr. Chair.
For the moment, Mr. Chair, as I said, I would prefer that there would be the presence of the former secretary and also the new secretary. And of course, the rest of the contractors who were no show today and now are subjects of subpoena.